Welcome to part 2 of creating a rigged character turnaround. And in this one, I'm going to be creating the bones that we'll be using to control the different parts of the body. All right. So assuming that you have your character set up similar to mine, right? By the way, if you haven't, set up your character, you need to set up your character, put it in different parts and stuff, just like I have here. So please watch my previous video before you move on to this one. But if you have, then you can continue with me right now. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do on this is to select the group layer that contains all of my layers within it. So this one right here, we can see if I turn it on and off, it hides everything, which means that every part of the character is within this group. So I'm just going to right click that, go to new layer and other, click skeleton. So what that does, it adds my bone layer above the entire group layer here, the group layer that contains everything. And I'm just going to call this master. You can call it whatever you want, but I'm calling it master because it will control the overall character. So, and after I do that, I'm just going to move my bone down here, somewhere here. Right, it doesn't have to be exactly here. It could be somewhere here. It doesn't really matter. Okay. And I'm going to go to where it says angle, and I'm going to change that to 90 because I want this bone here to rotate by 90 degrees. And there we see that. All right, so we have that one there. And I'm going to go into my folder here. So I'm going to click on the head layer, which is the layer immediately after the overall group layer. And I'm going to create a bone that goes above this right here, right? So I'm just going to right click, new layer, other, and skeleton. So we see that the bone is within the overall group layer right underneath it. Okay, that's what you want to do. So it's above each of these layers. And I'm going to call this, I guess, body, So this will contain the bones that will affect the different parts of the body, while this controls the overall body. Okay, so yeah, so let me just go ahead and place this. I'm just going to place it somewhere random for now. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to change it later maybe. And I'm going to create another bone. So I'm going to right click this and click create child bone. And I think I'm just going to place this here. And what you want to do is you don't want these bones to be parented by each other. Okay, so it depends on where you're placing them. So let's decide where we want to begin. So I'm going to begin with this one here, right, which will control the upper part of the body. And then so we know that the arms would move when the upper part of the body moves, right? So yeah, so we'll leave this as is in terms of its parental structure, which means that this controls this. So let me just rotate this a bit, and I need another bone for here. So I'm just going to right click, create child bone, and I need another bone for the arm here. So right click, create child bone, and I'm going to click on the main bone, which is this one again, the main bone for the upper body, and right click and create child bone, and just place some bones over here, and then click here, right click, create child bone. And notice I didn't click this first while I'm creating the arm bones here, because in terms of parental structure, this bone will be controlled by this one, and you want the bone that comes after this to be controlled by this one. So you would click on this bone, and create the child bone. So now this bone will be the child of this, and this bone will be the child of this. And of course, all of these bones will be the child of this. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, you can refer to my video where I tell you all about bones. Okay, and I think I might post that in the chat below. Well, not in the chat, in the description below. So let's go ahead and place these where they should be. So let me zoom in. All right, so if I click on the upper body layer, I already notice I set up my pivot point where in the center here. So and what I mean by that is if I rotate this, it rotates around the lower part of the body in a perfect circular motion, like so. So you want to set up yours similar to that. All right, so I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to hold on Control and click on the body. Right, and this highlights both the bones as well as the point which is on the group layer of the body, right? And we can see that. So if I zoom in, this allows me to easily move the pivot point directly into the center point, because this will be used as a guide, and I'm going to place that directly on top of this. So let me zoom in. And I'm going to zoom in all the way here until you can't zoom in anymore. And then I'm just going to turn on the snap feature to help me. It doesn't exactly snap all the time, but you just want to make sure that it goes perfectly in, or close enough, okay, right on top of that. So that is done. And I'm going to rotate that which is the bone, by 90 degrees, because I want it to stand straight up, and that's just me. So I'm going to click on the bone and just type 90. I want to make that look neat. And now I'm going to move the bones into position, these bones. By the way, you didn't have to create all these bones before you moved this one into the position that it is now. You could have moved it into position first, and then you could just right click and create the bones and then place them where they should go, and then create each bone and place them where they should go. It's up to you. But I've decided to do it this way. So let me click on the upper arm here, and I've already placed this into the center, right? So if we should rotate this, just so you can see, it rotates around here. Let me undo that. I'm gonna hold on Control again and select the body. And by now you already know how to actually set up the bones on the different parts. So I might speed ahead, or maybe I'll just move slowly, so those that don't remember how to do it can have an idea of how to do it, or jog their memory. So let me hold on Control, click on body, and I want to place this into right over this one here. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm gonna see if I can hurry here. And just like that, let me zoom out, and I'm gonna place this here, and then I'm gonna do the same for the lower part here. And zoom in. Remember, zoom in all the way. And then you wanna, right, it actually snaps, which is good. I'm gonna move this up. And select the arm. And zoom in again. Let me zoom in all the way. Let me undo that. I accidentally moved the control point for the group. And snap. Okay, so that looks okay to me. I'm gonna just move this up. Okay, and I'm gonna quickly do this part over here. So let me select this, zoom in, move this over a bit, and then zoom in all the way. Select this one here. Yes, so I might fast forward this part here. So by now you should understand how to do this. Okay, let me zoom in again. So rigging takes a lot of time depending on what your needs are. So just be patient, and also always remember to save. Okay, always remember to save just in case Synfig decides to crash. Okay, so we have the bones for the upper part of the body here set up. And now we want to create bones for the lower part here that will control the legs. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bone from this bone here. Right click, create child bone. That one is here, but I'm going to remove this as its parent. So I'm going to click on this bone here, and I'm going to come to where it says parent, and I'm going to go to none. So it has no parents. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to create a bone for the lower part here. Right? You don't have to, but this is what I'm going to do. So you can follow me if you want. So for the lower part of the body, I'm going to have a bone here. So this will be essentially the master bone for the lower part of the body. And the point is in the same area as the upper part of the body. Yo, come on. I'm going to just put that there. I'm going to leave that like that. I'm going to leave it all the way out here. And now I'm going to create the leg bones from this one here. Okay, so I'm going to right click and click create child bone, place one here, then right click, create child bone, place one here. So I only have two parts to the leg. I don't have a foot per se, so I just need two legs there. And I'm going to do the same for here. Create two legs, two bones, like so. And I'm going to select, of course, repeat what we did for the arm. Select the upper leg here and hold on Control, of course. Select my body and zoom in, and then we'll just rinse, recycle, and repeat. I guess this is the part where you can put on some music and, you know, I guess listen to it while you're doing your work, because it will be a bit repetitive, just to get the job done. So sometimes it doesn't snap, so you just have to kind of do it by eye to see where exactly you place that. But just try to place it directly over the control point for the group. Okay, so select this one here. Let me zoom in. Let me actually save again. Okay. All right, I think that is good. And if you are a perfectionist, you could use your rulers here to sort of line up here, so you have these all within the, I guess, the same, on the same line, right? But I mean, it doesn't really matter, but just telling you that just in case you want to do that. Okay. Okay, and click on save. All right, so just to go over what I just did here, so we have one main bone here that all of these, the bones for the arms, have extended from. So all of these are children of this upper body bone here, and then we have a lower bone, which is its own master, so it's independent of this bone, and from this we get these bones, which are children of this bone. So this bone will control all of these right here. Okay, so there's a differentiation of the lower part of the body from the upper part. All right, so let's go ahead and create the head part. So the head would come from this bone here, right? Because when, you know, the body moves, the head will also move. So we can create it from here. Right click this, create child bone, and move this up. It doesn't matter where the pivot point for this one is, but doesn't need to be centered in any way really, because all it will do is just to move the head. So let's leave that like that. Also, we need one for the nose, because the nose is separate, as I mentioned in the previous video, and we want to have controls for everything that will move, right? So we need one for the nose, we need one for each of the ears. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and create that. So I'm just going to click on this, right click, create child bone, and that one appears above it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these independent as well. Okay, so they won't have any parent. So I'm going to go to parent, none. So this has no parent, and I'm going to click on this again, right click, create child bone, and I'm going to remove this as its parent. And the reason why I'm doing this, I want these to, I mean, they are separate from the body, but they work as part of the body. I want to be able to move them without anything controlling them. I want them to move independently while, you know, simulating that they are moving together. That may not make any sense now, but you'll see what I mean as we move on into further creating the rig for this. So let me right click, create child bone, and let me remove the parent child structure. Well, remove its parent here, and it went down here. So let me place this here, and I'm gonna rotate each of these bones by 90 degrees. Okay, wait, which one did I just rotate by 90 degrees? Oh, okay. So let me click on this, angle 90. 90. Okay, so save. Always remember to save. And I'm just gonna place this here. Place this here. We can turn off snap now, so it doesn't snap, and just place them where you need them. And again, if you're a perfectionist, you can bring down your line and just move them so they can be somewhere on the same horizontal plane. Okay, but yeah, I think I'm good with that. Save again. Let me zoom out a bit to see what it looks like. Yeah, okay, so this looks okay to me. Let's see here. I might want to, I'm not sure if I want this to be directly here. All right, so I'll decide that later. But what I want to do is create another bone that will control the face, which is the eye area here and the entire mouth area. So let me just create another bone. Click on it and remove its parent. None. Okay. And I'm going to place it somewhere outside. All right. I'm not going to place it directly on this. Or in reality, you can place it anywhere you want. So I'm just checking to see if I had removed its parent. No parent. Okay, cool. And if I move this, then okay, it moves by itself. It's good to check to make sure that you did the right thing. Let me rotate this bone by 90 degrees. Save again. All right, so this will control the face. And yeah, I think I'm gonna move these down a bit. Let me zoom in while I do this. Move it down. They're too big. Move it down. Don't want them too high. Okay, that is good enough for me. So save. I'm still contemplating where to put the nose bone. Okay, I might just put it directly over here. So let's go ahead and do that. In the end, we might not need the nose bone. But I'm gonna add it for now, and then we'll see later. Okay, and then snap it into place there. Turn off back snap, and yeah. So if you don't want it directly under the head bone there, you can move it somewhere else. But I guess I want to be able to move the nose directly off of here, if necessary. I guess we will see. And save again. All right, so that's how you would set up your bones for the different parts, the different areas, and you would go ahead and parent them to each part of the body now. Okay, and I've done tutorials on how to parent bones to parts of the body before, so you can go ahead and look at those, and I'm actually going to save that for the beginning of the next video. All right, so this one is just to set up the bones and show you where they're supposed to go on the character. Okay, so that's it for this one, and I will see you in the next video.
Yo, MRD.